I have to say, I'm very happy and honored to have this gentleman in studio with us. I fell in love with his mother, actually. It was probably a few years ago, maybe 3 years ago, and I knew the real deal, because sometimes you hear, a name and you're like, oh, you don't want to meet him, but love your mother. So we have in studio offspring. Yes. Of this wonderful lady and father.
And an amazing father.
An amazing father, but we have
Thank you.
KRIS LYTHGOE in studio.
Thank you.
How you doing, my friend?
Very good, yeah. Keeping busy.
First time to finally meet him. We've been emailing for I don't know how many years.
Yeah, well, obviously my mother speaks very highly of you. She loves you. Returns all the love.
Well, send her one right back. Give her a big hug for me. But you're here today because First of all, I wanted to meet you, but also you have a production going on right now. The last weekend. That it's called Princes and Pirates. Yep. And we actually had, I'm trying to think of her last name, Molly, who plays the princess.
Yeah,
and
she's
here the other day.
She's amazing, right?
She was here because she was on a show and she was like in a little choir. They came in to sing and she said, "Hey, Tony, how you doing?" And I said, "Oh, hey, Molly, what's going on?" She said, "Oh, I'm in this production at the Kirk Douglas Theater, Princess and Pirate." And I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm having KRIS on next week." And she said to tell you hi. Yeah.
Oh, wow. She's fantastic. She plays Cinderella.
An amazing singer.
Oh, unbelievable. She really nails it. She sings, which it's a sing-along concert. So
right.
We do the Frozen song "Let It Go," which obviously that's 400 kids are just singing along with her.
Of course,
but she's amazing. She's just amazing.
All right, so tell us first of all, tell us your production company. Tell us how you got started and why you wanted to do this.
Yeah, absolutely. So our company's Lithgoe Family Productions. I came over to Los Angeles 12 years ago. Really jumping on the back of the American Idol bandwagon. My father came over with American Idol.
Right.
Then created So You Think You Can Dance, and obviously as a judge on that. And I love television, but I really have a passion for theatre. Mm-hmm. And one of my biggest passions for theatre is to introduce new audiences and kids. And in the UK, we have this genre of theatre called panto. And really is the first way that a child gets to go to see musical theatre. It's the first time they ever get to go to theatre. So we wanted to bring it over here. We looked at all the audiences and everything that are currently going to theatre here.
Nothing
and
like it.
Well, nothing like it.
Yeah.
And the average age is kind of 65 plus when you think about who goes to the theatre today. And then when you've got the combination of Xbox and and you've got
that would be me. No,
yeah, exactly. So kids really aren't getting to go to the theatre, and there's no programming for them. Yeah. So we really want to try and fill that void, introduce kids, and make it affordable, so that we
your prices are great.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't love Broadway? But $150 a ticket, we don't really love that. So we do like $29 tickets, and your family can go for $100.
Well, which is, the nice
reasonable
thing about that is it's also kind of comparable to the UK. There's so much affordable theatre in the UK. That's,
absolutely.
Here it's really, you can have a really nice weekend going to the theatre for like £20.
Yeah. In the UK?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
you can find amazing deals, especially at the National Theatre.
And students.
And so it's like, student discount is ridiculous. But it's so important because there's such a difference between people who are in this business because they love it and they want to do it, and people who are in this business because they want to be famous.
Right.
And I think that you have to have a real love for it to do it, because you can't do anything else, and that's where it starts.
Absolutely, yeah. We tried it out the first year, maybe 6 years ago, and we didn't know how it was going to go. But the thing that kept us driving, exactly right, the thing that kept us driving was these kids' faces. We had kids, because we do a thing with LAUSD where we bus the school kids in for free.
Good
and we
for
send
you.
them a bus,
that is amazing.
They come and experience theatre for the first time, and these kids were coming out saying, "This is the greatest movie I've ever seen." And it was just one of those most amazing things. Yeah. And the spark for it really was my son, George, was born 6 years ago. And we wanted to take him and introduce him to theatre. And we took him to the Pantages, so we went to see Christopher Lloyd in The Grinch. He was scared after 10 minutes.
He's like, I'm going to go home.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
So
yeah, I can see that.
we looked at other Christmas programming, and there just wasn't anything.
Right.
And then, when you suddenly realise you spent $400 on tickets,
Yeah.
and then after 10 minutes he wants to go home, you're kind of like, whoa.
It's unbelievable.
Must be something else.
Wow. And so that really inspired you. And so what keeps you going? What makes you want to continue this? Is it just getting more successful and you're seeing the audience grow and grow and grow?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we're very keen to take these, to do a few in California. We're doing Laguna next Christmas, as well as Pasadena. Yeah.
I was going to say, I knew you were in Pasadena.
Yeah, Pasadena regularly. We're going to be there for another 8 years in Pasadena at least. But really, we speak to a lot of artistic directors in theaters across America. New York is New York. We know New York is amazing and Broadway's amazing, but we really want to get the kids in family. If Oklahoma came to us, we would love to do a panto in Oklahoma. We're not kind of sold on New York. We want to be in American homes.
Yeah. Right. And so, what was your first production that you put on?
Our first production was in the US. Was Cinderella.
Oh, great!
Yeah, Cinderella, and it was with Jerry Mather's "Leave It to Beaver."
So that's when I first interviewed your mother.
Well, there you go.
Because I interviewed Jerry and your mother
5 years ago.
Oh my God!
Time flies.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
And we're still here.
Yeah, right. Right. They said it wouldn't last. So that I remember it did really well. Didn't also what's his name? A big Broadway. The redheaded Doogie Howser, wasn't he a part of it?
He was. Neil Patrick Harris. He was in Snow White. He played our magic mirror Snow White against Ariana Grande. Is kind of, we'd like to say we launched her career.
There you go.
Fabulous.
Not like to. You did. That's where
that's it.
Put it
we did.
Right now.
But no, she's fab. I mean, she's done so well, and she really did well at Panto, because in Panto, one of the key ingredients is the interactivity. So kids aren't told to sit down and shut up. They're told to express themselves and boo the stepsisters and cheer for Cinderella. And sometimes it's not heckling, but sometimes you get the odd call out. And Ariana was just fabulous with that. She really took to it. She would talk to the audience, the interactivity, the fourth wall. She was really, And then
really they also have a real, isn't it a horse or something like that?
We do. Every year we have the horse.
You don't have a panto horse?
We thought about that.
Panto horse is 2 people in the costume.
Yeah, we have a panto camel for Aladdin.
Oh, nice. There we go.
And it's actually in the Princess and Pirates show.
One hump or two.
We have one.
Wasn't that a Gene Wilder?
Probably.
One hump or two.
Yeah.
I've not seen a production. I since it's the last weekend, I probably won't get to, but I really want to go and see this season of your Christmas season.
Yeah, Sleeping Beauty.
I really want to to see that.
Yeah.
I know I saw you were doing auditions for that recently.
We did the auditions last week. Yeah.
How'd it go?
It was good. I mean, it's Los Angeles here. There's so much talent.
Yeah.
It's just a plethora. It's unbelievable. But it was really good. We're really excited with Sleeping Beauty because it's a tough story. Because to be frank, there's not much story.
Really?
So you've got to kind of she pricks her finger, falls asleep, and
true.
that's it.
You're like, so the lights go out for 15 minutes.
Exactly. Yeah. And the whole kingdom's asleep.
Yeah.
Let's check back in with them. So it really, it can be an interesting one. So we've created a couple of characters just to move the storyline along, to add some humor. I always like the double act. I think growing up, there was always some sort of comedy duo double act, so we always try and incorporate that. But it's going to be interesting, the Sleeping Beauty. So I would love you to come and see it.
I would love to see it. So if you're around, we're going to go.
And it really, truly is family. I mean, it's not, sometimes, unfortunately, you get pigeonholed in kids.
Right.
It truly isn't. It's a family brand, so that the adults, we always get the reviews, the adults have more fun than the kids.
Right.
So,
they say, we're going because of the children.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you ever have to tell people to be quiet because they're singing too loud? You're like, seriously,
sir, calm down.
Yes.
Yeah, we send Simon Cowell in for that.
Right. That's hilarious. So, all right. So tell us about Princess and Pirates. All right. So I've not heard of this. It's just like a...
We've basically taken all the Panto fairy tales. So what everyone knows as a Disney fairy tale is, in fact, a Brothers Grimm fairy tale, really.
Right.
Is Cinderella, Snow White, Peter Pan was J.M.
Oh,
Barrie.
you're combining.
So we're combining them all.
I get it now.
So Snow White sings with Cinderella, or Snow White finds
funny.
Cinderella's slipper, and that kind of thing. So we've really got a lot of princesses and a lot of pirates. So, we're trying to speak to it. It's a little bit younger, to be honest. This show is a little bit younger demographic for us, by nature, because it's a sing along.
Right.
But it really is. It's been a lot of fun, and we've been able to experiment with it. It's our first time we've been working with Centre Theatre Group at the Kirk Douglas in Culver City.
Right.
So it's our first time working with them, which is fun. It's been a good partnership. But it's it's done really well. We're very, very fortunate with it. Very blessed.
Have you been selling out pretty much all
Yeah, the first weekend was pretty much. This last weekend is going to go. I mean, I think there's only a few seats left, to be honest. It's a smaller house, so it's 300.
Well, that's why I was like, he's coming on here. He's like, I really don't have no reason because we've already sold out. So I appreciate.
Sorry, everyone.
Not at all.
Yeah,
There's definitely seats left.
Yeah, but also people can make plans for Christmas now.
Yeah,
exactly.
absolutely.
Have you decided on any of your auditions that you've for this Christmas, Sleeping Beauty? Is there people like Tokes? She's an actress, and you're just like, I want so and so to play this part. I mean, are there?
She would
people
be a fantastic fairy, wouldn't she? Tokes,
wouldn't she? She's like, well, maybe. What, I wouldn't be?
We've kind of.
You already are a fairy doll.
Oh, excuse me.
We're using that line. I'm going to take that line.
That is actually
You're
funny. So my biggest question is, a lot of Disney. How did you get the rights?
So, because
that's huge.
Yeah, it is huge. I mean, as I said, they're Brothers Grimm, so they're not. What I always find fascinating and unbelievable is how Walt kind of convinced America that he created Cinderella, Snow White, and all of Peter Pan. He never did. So these characters and the story are 500 years old from Brothers Grimm in the 1500s.
And they are not kid-friendly. My mum's Norwegian.
There you
so
go.
I grew up on
them.
those stories, and they were actually designed to scare children into behaving.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.
So us Americans just got fooled in thinking
You got
that.
the nice, cushy version.
But what a wonderful job he did. I mean,
Yeah.
he didn't.
Yeah.
He did an amazing job doing it. But it's a question that comes up quite a lot when people say, "How do you get the rights?" From the music, because we incorporate all pop songs, so the kids know the pop songs. So we have Katy Perry, and we have all Lady Gaga, Michael Jackson.
Nice.
We get the rights because we piggyback American Idol,
Right.
And So You Think You Can Dance, where they have to clear the rights
Doesn't
for
hurt.
television, exactly. So they clear the rights for television, and they help
That's
us
fantastic.
clear the
Very
rights.
clever.
Yeah.
Wow. So is there one play that you, or musical that you haven't done that you just want to do so bad that it's right there, or you haven't got the rights to it yet?
Yeah, well, Peter Pan, not the musical how it's done here, but the panto version. We were going to do it this year. I was really excited. I'm 3/4. I write them as well.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I should say that.
Look at him.
I was 3/4 of the way through. Finished. I really had something, and I was on the roll. And if you're a writer out there, then you know that when it's all coming together, and then suddenly NBC. TV, they announced they were doing Peter Pan the musical on television. So it was kind of, do we still do it? Do we still do it, or do we? So
Well, just because they're doing it doesn't mean it's going to be good.
that's
Yeah,
very
look
true.
at Sound of Music
Let's
and
not.
Carrie Underwood.
Let's
not
Sorry, I
talk
love
about
Carrie
it ever
Underwood,
again.
but
it was bad, but it still pulled in the viewers, right?
It did.
Still got
It
Well,
did.
because
She did.
people were curious to see how horrible.
Yes.
Sorry, but it's true.
It's true. Well, you with your mother and father, they were. I know your mother was a dancer.
She was.
Were you ever a dancer?
I wasn't. I was pushed kind of to the side when it comes to
Oh, would you like to show us how to? No, just kidding.
I call myself a wedding dancer.
Aha.
I can dance at weddings, and I think I'm amazing.
So
he's been
you're
drinking.
the one who coined the title of the show, then?
Yes.
Your dad was like, "Oh, so you think you can dance?"
Yeah, I really
The rest is
can't.
history.
I really can't. They were both dancers, and they're obviously both performers, and they knew the struggles that went with it.
Right.
So they would always have been supportive if I was very, very passionate. But
Right.
frankly, I wasn't. I was kicking soccer balls. I was, doing. I did choir for a little bit, and Glee Club, that kind of stuff. But I was never fully passionate and committed to wanting to dance. now I wish I could. I mean, who doesn't?
Right.
I mean, you know,
especially when you watch that show.
and especially when
So
when you're the son of the guy that does it.
Right.
And everyone expects that
They're
you're
like, Chris, come
yeah.
up here and show us a few
Exactly.
moves. You're like,
No.
no, I'll pass.
2 left feet.
So that, I mean, I find it amazing, and I usually don't like talking about, like fathers and mothers, that because I Chaz Bono, when I was a trainer for years, and I worked in a physical therapy office, and I got to work with her, and I just never asked her about her mother, Cher, and I just thought it was rude. But I find it fascinating because two dancers to the struggles and to see where they come, where they become where they're at now in their life. And I find that so fascinating that it must be for you to, like what you're doing is living your dream and putting out there, great quality work. It must feel good to come from that stock.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think they're very humble, both my parents, which is wonderful trait to have, and I think they would both say the same thing to you, Tony, that they wouldn't have even imagined to be where they are now when they were dancers. I mean, it's just it baffles them, to be honest, every day, because as a dancer, as you say, you train from 8 years old. I mean, it's commitment,
and then you hit a certain age, and
right?
then
That's it. And then luckily he was in a position. Certainly, my father, my mother went more into teaching and then directing, so less exertion on the body. But with Dad, he managed to go into directing cameras, because there's kind of a synergy between choreography, staging, and directing of cameras. There's and then from directing into producing, and he did the American Gladiators and the Gladiators stuff, and then found fame through Pop Stars back in the UK, and went on to do Pop Idol, American Idol, and the rest is history. But when they came over, he always tells the story when they came over to America with American Idol, he packed one suitcase because he was
like, it'll probably last a couple times.
He had no idea, and he actually never went back. He got all this stuff sent over, and that was it, because he had no idea how successful American Idol would be. And then from season 1, the season 2, 3, 4, the success just carried on up to the Carrie Underwood year. And then it started to dip then, but it was still, 30 million viewers or whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, the superstars that have come out of that show, I mean, superstars, and truly talented people, truly.
But that's what I love to see people that can, even though, they benefit financially, it's great to see people that have gained their success and then being able to give that back to people that would never, ever in their life had the chance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jennifer Hudson, Carrie Underwood from Oklahoma, they would have never had that chance.
That's the beauty of those shows, So You Think You Can Dance, as well, because, there's some of the only reality shows that I watch, because, and I cry through most of them, because I'm always so touched to see people allowed to excel at something that they're blessed with.
And express themselves.
It's so touching, and you're carrying on the tradition by letting children express themselves and find a love for theatre.
Yeah, I hope so. And we have kids in the show as well, which is something we always forget to mention, is that, we have kids from 6 to 11 that get to work with Neil Patrick Harris.
Wow.
That get to, like last year we had Ben Vereen. And,
my God,
these
love
kids,
him.
These kids who, when we inform them who Ben Vereen is,
they're like, okay.
Whoa.
Right, walking history.
Yeah.
So we truly do, thank you for saying that, because that's something that we're passionate about, is giving people the chance to express themselves.
So what do you do when you're not creating these productions?
I'm a bad golfer, so that I can't say I play golf. I try. It's inbred in me, I suppose, that work is work and work and work. I mean, I have a gorgeous son. I have a beautiful wife,
Yeah,
Becky.
I've seen these pictures. They're all beautiful.
Yeah. So, I love to spend time with them. I do like to get away from it all. But when you're that creative, you just can't. You're always thinking of the next thing.
It's also being raised by dancers.
Yeah.
My mum was a dancer, and you always you do your best to do as much as you can. Why are you sitting there? Do something.
Yeah.
Think of something to do it better, and not in a bad way, like in an encouraging way, like in a way where they want you to flourish, and it becomes this thing where your brain never stops.
Yeah, my brain does not stop, including through the night as well. You're like, please let me go.
Are you ADD like myself?
Probably, yeah.
Have you ever thought about streaming your productions through like the internet?
I would love to.
Because that's we do that every so often. We have a live readings and live plays that we do here at the station. That's why I thought that your stuff would be amazing for people to watch.
Yeah, it would be a lot of fun. We would 100% love to do it, and I think more so because I want other people out there to be able to reach it and experience it. The only thing is a union thing. Sometimes you have to like get all the clearances with actors' unions and things like that.
It's really difficult to go from equity to SAG-AFTRA. It's a really difficult combination of things.
Right. Yeah. I mean, because most of the people we have on are mostly actors. I mean, and most of them are SAG, but none of them have had any issues with it. Because to think about one of our plays had like 25,000 viewers. And you think about a theater, how many people that fit into this theater?
Well, in Pasadena, it's 700. In this one, 300. But 25,000 is basically everybody that comes for the 4-week run.
That's what I'm saying. So, you know, that's why I thought something like that would be great for you.
We will do it. It's just a matter of asking permission and then, you know, making sure the payments are correct.
You know, we can just get it done. Because that way I can sit at home in my undies and sing along where I'm not bugging my neighbor. Yeah. What are you laughing at?
You.
Oh, okay. Well, like I said, I love you guys. I love having you here. I'm finally glad you got to come in, and I definitely want your mother to come back because she's a ball of energy.
I don't think you'd be able to stop her coming back, by the way. She's booked it in. She's ready. She
has so much energy. I've never met a woman that's like, she's like 25 years old or something like that, but she has so much energy. I was like, Lord, where does she get that much energy? I mean, does she like constantly work out, dance, or what is she?
Born like that.
Yeah, I think she totally was, and I think she had that energy at born. That's why she got sent to dance classes. Right,
yeah.
She was like,
my dad used to pretend he was going boxing, and he would go to dance class instead.
Did he really?
My mum was pushed into dance class to try and get rid of the energy. I think.
Yeah. Your dad was actually.
Yeah, he's like the Billy Elliot story. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
I saw it in London.
Right.
And I cried, and that's one of the first time I ever cried.
Very similar. Yeah.
At a play or a musical. Wow. Yeah. So. Yeah, we're gonna have to have her back, and I'd say your dad, but he's so busy. He's doing stuff all the time. Do you watch So You Think You Can Dance?
Not right now, but it's just about to go live.
Because we just had oh my God, I always forget how to pronounce his name. Kian. Yeah, from like season. I don't know.
There's so many. I mean, that's wonderful, the success of it, but you kind of get lost in the season.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same with American Idol. I stopped watching it probably about 4 years ago, because I just after a while you're like okay, but there's so many people you can't keep up with them all. Yeah. And but you wish them well. But all right, so for anybody that's in local area, tell us how to get a hold of tickets and where they can check you guys out.
Sure, it's the website is princesspirateslive.com. And you can purchase tickets there, or you can go to Culver City Kirk Douglas Theatre. You can pick up tickets there.
Great theatre.
Telephone number I think is 213-972-4488.
And we'll put that up on our stuff.
I cannot believe someone in this world right now can memorize a phone number.
I know, right?
I can't do that anymore.
Well, I've seen it on so many posters for the last
I don't even know my number.
Yeah, I know. I agree with you, but I've seen it so many times. It's
after a while, it's like whatever.
Yeah, I sleep with it. It's under my pillow.
And so when is after this production? It ends on Sunday.
It does.
And then the Sleeping Beauty starts when?
December 11th. In Pasadena, yeah. That's the big one. This is kind of, like I said, Princess Pirates it's a great, fun little show.
Little summer for the kids.
The Pasadena one is the big grand. I mean, we'll have some big stars there, from Disney Kids and things like that.
That's great. I love it. Well, we loved having you here, and I want to give you a little applause because you deserve it. And we hope you come back. We really want you to come back. Maybe you can come back and co-host with Tokes and I.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, I was saying we have Dee Wallace from E.T. coming on next week. So I know E.T. She said she was scared of the movie. I
saw it one time when I was a kid in the cinema, and I can't deal with that.
She reminds me of a girlfriend, actually, E.T.
All right, on that
And with
note,
that.
on that, we're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we're going to a little chit chat, and then we're going to have the Philharmonics from the Sing Off going to be in studio. So we have a lot of chairs to add to the studio. So don't go anywhere.
Lovely.
We'll be right back on our Tony Sweet on Universal Broadcasting.
What would I do without your smart mouth? Drawing me in and you kicking me out. Got my head spinning, no kidding, I can't pin you down. What's going on in that beautiful mind? I'm on your magical mystery ride. And I'm so dizzy, don't know what hit me, but I'll be alright. My head's underwater, but I'm breathing fine. You're crazy and I'm out of my mind. 'Cause all of me loves all of you. Love your curves and all your edges, all your perfect imperfections. Give your all to me, I give my all to you. You're my end and my beginning. Even when I lose, I'm winning. 'Cause I give you all of me, and you give me all of you. Give me all of you. Cards on the table, we're both showing hearts. Risking it all, though it's hard. 'Cause all of me loves all of you. Love your curves and all your edges, all your perfect imperfections. Give your all to me, I give my all to you. You're my end and my beginning. Even when I lose, I'm winning. 'Cause I give you all of me, and you give me all of you. 'Cause I give you all of me, and you give me all of you. Oh.
We are back with On Air with Tony Sweet, only on Universal Broadcasting Network.